The growth of my business was explosive. So by year 5 is when I really decided that I needed to leave the police department, and that's when I did. Because by year 5 is when we hit our first 7 figures. And let me go ahead and explain to you. So 7 figures, I know it's crazy, but you have to think
It's not
about
a
this.
rumor. I
So
actually heard that rumor in the street these days that someone in the cleaning industry was actually making 7 figures. 7 figures,
yeah,
for those who don't know, is actually $1 million, guys. So is
right.
that true?
Yes. So we hit our first million by year 5. And here's how
Good
we
for
did
you.
it. So we have to think about this. So when it comes to the industry that I'm in, each van, because you have to look at the van as a business. So let's
Mm.
say a van, you have to imagine a van being a storefront, right? Well, each one of the vans that you put on the road, you can have, usually for that type of model, when you're doing volume work, you're going to have 2 workers in your vehicle. So imagine that being a storefront. So you got a storefront and you got two workers who operate that storefront 5 days a week. Okay, well, that storefront, depending on the way your business is structured, each van that you put on the road, on average, is anywhere from 195 to $238,000 per year. So it's a numbers game. So each time you add a van, you're adding essentially another 195, close to a quarter million per year. Well, by year 5, we grew to 7 trucks. So we had 7. Now 5 of them were full time, running 5 days a week, and then I had 2 trucks was my overflow trucks or backup, and just in case I had to take one off the road for maintenance. What I mean by overflow is during the holiday season, between Thanksgiving and Christmas is when we're busy. So the busiest. So those 2 months out of the year, it was nothing to have 7 trucks rolling. But like I said, by year 5, with 5 trucks running full time, was when we was able to do our first million. And here's another thing to keep in mind with the floor cleaning industry: the margins are incredible, even with employees. So even with employees, we're still talking about anywhere from 56% to 65% profit margins. Your equipment, once you pay that off, the only thing you're continuously paying for is labor, and then your cleaning supplies, your floor cleaning solutions. So I
Like
mean,
your
you don't
chemicals
have
and stuff.
exactly, and I mean, we're talking about using pennies on the dollars for each job. So you may have a job that you're doing that's a $500 payout, and when you break the numbers down between 2 employees and the solutions that you're using, you may be spending $50 to make $500. So then that's just one job. Imagine having 3 to 5 of those on your schedule per
Guys,
truck.
this is what I heard, and I can summarize this. I think the thumbnail really summarized everything I just heard. For those who didn't see the thumbnail, so this is basically he's in the cleaning industry, and if I'm not mistaken, you're actually doing it residential, not commercial, which is even more surprising because I thought you were commercial. And then if you are in the cleaning industry and your disciplines, you can scale it well. Not only you're gonna bring the money, but you're going to have the car as well. This is like a nice Ferrari cars right here, and then you can clean it. You can clean it on your own. That's basically what I hear. So I gotta change that number. It's not just 100,000 per year in profit anymore.
Let me
So
add something to that, because most people who I bring into this industry, they come in as what's called the owner operator. So they don't have employees. Well, for the most part, to get started, in the tile and grout portion that I'm in, the type of equipment you need to get you started, we're talking about spending $6,000 to $7,000. But on the tile and grout side of it, even as an individual, just as an owner operator, your daily average is no less than 750 and upwards of $1,600 per day. And we're talking about working from 8 to 5, and your investment initially was upwards of $7,000 to get started. Now we're talking
mm,
about in the States. Now it might be a little bit more for like Canada, but I mean, I know plenty of Canadians as well. I think you actually met one on my stream. He's in the
yeah.
same industry that I'm in. I mean, he's an immigrant there from Bosnia, but he's doing amazing there as well
Wow.
in Canada.
But let me ask you this, because maybe that's where I'm confused a bit, because I'm still trying to plug those numbers in. Like how is it possible to get those high margin in this industry? But what is it like when you say towel and grout, right? Is that something popular? Is that something rare? Is that something hard to do? Can any, like, for someone in the cleaning industry, for example, like cleaning just the interior of a house, like those mirrors, a bathroom and all that, can they transition to this industry easy or hard? Like what do you got to say about that?
They sure can. And it's one of those industries, and it's actually, well, it's a niche within the floor cleaning industry. And
Yes.
here's why. Most people, they enter into the floor cleaning industry the same way that I did, as a carpet cleaner, because we know that there's carpet everywhere. Okay,
Yes.
it's a catch-all per se.
Yeah, and
So
they
most
got
people,
a lot of dirt. They catch dirt all the time.
Yes. So a lot of people enter this industry as a carpet cleaner, and that's what they get locked into. But they don't realize there's a lot of niche, services within the floor cleaning industry as a whole that yields so much more money. And it's just one of those things to where they just don't know. And also, it's a market that's untapped. And when I say
And I
untapped,
don't
I
hear
mean
any of that. I never heard,
no,
to be honest with you. I mean, you say it makes sense, but I never heard of the need for towel and grout cleaning supplies and all that. So we're
right. And it's
learning.
one of those
Take notes,
things.
guys. Take notes.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I preach. It's called creating the demand. So people who find me and the way I advertise to them, they have the problem that I'm showing them that I'm correcting. In this industry, you're a problem solver. So
Mm.
when someone comes across my advertisement and they see a problem that I'm solving, it makes them go look at their floor and they say, "Oh my God, I thought I was going to have to regrout my floor. I didn't realize that there's people out here who can clean it and restore it." So it's one of those markets and one of those industries that is so untapped that when you tap into it and you start showing people that this is something that you can, fix through a clean and not through actually replacing the floor and not through regrouting the floor, you got them.
All right, all right.
It's one of those things to where there's no one who has done it on a scale to where it's understood as a household need. And the beautiful thing about it as well is it's one of those services that you are working with people who have disposable income. You're working with homeowners. You're not per se working with renters. A renter would never pay for this service. So
Yes.
you're even narrowing it down to, a specific type of person who will pay for it, and they will pay, generously for it. Because here's the thing, it's either clean the floor at this cost, regrout it at this cost, or replace it at this cost. And cleaning it is the lesser of those three evils.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts, time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks and business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah, wealth engineering, stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth till you living like Scrooge McDuck. Hey, wealth engineering, it's time to show you the game till you living like Richie Rich, till you ballin' like Bruce Wayne. Hey, you ain't gotta be an expert, no problem. It don't really matter where you at, just start it. It'll take time, hard work and all this, but we bring the info that you wanted. Stocks, real estate, crypto, let's work. Generational wealth, increase net worth. Like a kid on a bike, take the training wheels off. Right now is your time, make it happen like a boss. Yeah, JC, bring that fire, mentally taking you higher. Get the cash flow that you desire. Building that wealth, I should call you sire. You about to run it, I know it. We steady growing, this is the moment. You gotta subscribe, cause you don't wanna miss it. Wealth engineering, it's time to get it. Wealth engineering, stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth